Call meeting order, please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Village clerk, please call roll. Here.
Here.
All right, move to item number 2, public comment. All questions or comments are directed to the mayor. The speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment. The speaker will be allowed 1 opportunity to speak. Please come state your name for the record.
Mary Clark. Just have one question. There's no table on the back table. Is there one available?
Should be in the box. Excuse me 1 second, I'll get it. I thought it was out.
All right, we got the tape rolling, so you still move, right? Tape's
Tape's
still
running.
All right, Floyd, please, next statement, name for the record. She's got the tape on, we can go ahead.
I didn't want that to be on my time.
Go ahead.
Hello?
You're
Hello? All comments and questions must be directed to the mayor. Has everyone taken their sides? Your side, this side, that side? Okay, now we can begin. Has anyone checked on the monies in the village? Has all the bills been checked? Transparency? You know, we spoke that quite a bit. Is it up to par? No questions, no answers, okay. The other day, a young man I was here, one of my nephew's friends. This is a small town, small, with this happening, it's getting small. We're in here discussing matters to supposedly make this town great. They're definitely. But where are we at really trying to pull it together? I don't see it. You know, I see dissension here among these walls here. We fight amongst ourselves, we're divided. You know, I can't wait till the next generation. They'll make it. Get where we are. They won't have the bigotry, the racism, the wanting to be better than, the put downs, the think that somebody's not worthy. I was a damn good senior committee person. I was a damn good housing committee person. I love Sauk for real. Most of the people on this board I backed. Nope. All of the people on this board I backed at one time or another. All of the people in the audience have came together at one time or another, now they're all divided. Our children are falling apart in the streets, in our schools, and yet we won't come together to make it work. In these last days of the year, will I see any difference? I don't think so. Is it time?
It's your time.
Good night.
All right. Oh, thank you very much.
That's it.
Okay, sir. All right. Next.
Okay, I have a question about the resident handbook. I know that the 2007 county doesn't have the. Can't hear you, right? You got your microphone closer, please. I have a question about the resident handbook. The 2007 copy did not have the sirens explained, different sounds of the sirens. And I want to ask that this time it is included, because I believe it's important for residents to know what it means. Thank you.
So, just so, because I had a hard time hearing you also, the different tones of the sirens, that's what you're asking to be added to the new handbook.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the 3 minute things this.
Right. So the long ones means there's a tornado, and the short ones mean you can go back. Okay. All right. I think that's just the tapes you're working on that, correct? The handbook? All right. Okay. Well, back to the board. Go ahead.
Judy Gans here. It's been a while since Mr. Griggle has left our administration, and I'm wondering if there's any intent on replacing him. And I'd like to know when we could expect to get a treasurer's report. I know we don't have a treasurer, but there should be a report that could be compiled by what the auditors did. And again, it's the transparency that I'm looking at, or not. That's it for me.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Anyone else? All right. Seeing none, move to the next item on here. We've got reports, departments, committees, and commissions. Fire Department, 911 Commission, Chief Stauffer here.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the past 2 weeks, Fire Department responded to 24 calls. 2 ambulance assists, 9 automatic fire alarms, 1 investigator box alarm, 1 brush fire, 1 ceiling collapse, 1 dryer fire, 1 stove fire, 3 structural fires, 4 vehicle accidents. Mayor and Board, audience, be advised that this is Fire Prevention Week. The Bureau is visiting schools this week, ending up with an open house this Saturday from 12 to 2. Also, the Fire Association is sponsoring 2 firefighters to go to Champaign for fire training. And so,
Chief, you're still accepting applications, correct?
that is correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Move to Police Department, Chief Kowalski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, trustees. During the period for the last 2 weeks, the Sauk Village Police Department had a total of 28 arrests and 511 calls for service. Cases of note. On October 9th, at approximately 1900 hours, Sauk Village police officers were dispatched to the area of 22200 Torrance for a possible gunshot victim. Upon arriving, the officers found several passerby citizens attending to a person laying on the street with a gunshot wound. The ambulance was dispatched to the area and the victim was taken to St. Margaret's Hospital in Dyer, Indiana for treatment. Upon canvassing the area, officers found the victim was driven to Sauk Village by another person. That driver explained to the officers he and the passenger came to Sauk Village to meet with an individual on the 22500 block of Nickel Street. When the driver and the passenger met the individual on Nickel Street, the offender got into an argument with the passenger. The offender pulled out a weapon and shot the victim. After the passenger was shot, the driver left the area to get help for the passenger. The passenger later passed away from a gunshot wound that he received. Since this became a homicide investigation, the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force was called out immediately to assist the Sauk Village Detective Division. The team worked on the case throughout the night, along with the South Suburban Emergency Response Team, executed a search warrant at a house on Nickel Street. Later in the early morning hours, the investigative team arrested an individual who became a person of interest. The Detective Division, working closely with the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, were able to file murder charges against this person. They arrested him in early morning hours, and he was at Markham within 24 hours. It's sad, as Mr. Stewart mentioned, that an 18-year-old had to lose his life over something like this. Halloween, the hours of trick-or-treat this year will be from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. On an environmental note, the mold remediation specialists removed all the drywall that they believed were health hazard and contained mold in the basement of the police department. The Public Works Department will now be working on replacing that drywall that has been removed. So the police department is now clean of any mold and asbestos. Community engagement. In concert with the President's 21st Century Policing Model and in an effort to improve the communication and relationship between the community and Sauk Village and its police department, we will be hosting an open forum on Thursday, October 27th, beginning at 4 p.m. in the police department courtroom at the police department at 21701 Torrance Avenue. The forum will be titled Bridging the Gap and will provide a dialogue that is designed to foster trust between the community and the police. In the spirit of cooperation, we will continue to have these types of meetings to build a foundation to strengthen community confidence. The topic of this particular meeting will be how to interact when confronted by the police. Also at this meeting, we as a group will discuss future meetings and topics. This is should be an informative event. I will have several officers at this forum to focus on the youth of Sauk Village. On October 22nd, we'll be holding our third annual drug drop-off in cooperation with the Drug Enforcement Administration. You'll have an opportunity to bring your unwanted prescription drugs for disposal to the Sauk Village Police Department. The prescription drug drop-off helps prevent pill abuse and theft by ridding homes of potentially dangerous, expired, unused, and unwanted prescription drugs. Service is free and anonymous, no questions asked. And lastly, the Enbridge Community Relations Coordinator contacted me and advised we were selected to receive a grant in the $2,000 range for Shop with a Cop. We have not received the money yet, but it should be forthcoming. That's the end of my report.
Chief, what was the time for the event on the 27th?
4 p.m. till we finish.
All right, thank you very much. Move to reports for officers. Got the mayor's report. Got a few things I want to cover tonight. First of all, the collector's report for July 2016. Village board should be receiving theirs right now. For property tax, $817,089.91. Other taxes, $240,028.37. Licenses and permits, $129,838.40. Fees and services of $296,366.32. Grants, $15,184.62. Transfers of $324,989.90. And miscellaneous is $79,466.12 for a total revenue for the month of July of $1,902,963.64. So that's collector's report for the month of July 2016. I just want to go over a few things here. I've got notes. First of all, a few weeks ago I made an announcement. I just want to make sure we make it very clear that I am retiring from politics at the end of my term. I have not resigned. So I still have approximately seven plus months. So I know there's word on the streets that I resigned, and I had someone talk to me the other day and said someone told her that I resigned. So I'm still here, and I'm here to the end, and that's when I'll be retired from politics. We've given the collector's reports. My daughter's going to be bringing out some boards and stuff for the village residents to review after the board meeting. She'll be setting them up. There's some false information out there. We want to make sure that we get the information out to the residents. There's word out there that the village has done no improvements under this administration. First of all, she's got one sign out there that talks about the well improvements we've made under this administration. So all of our wells are up and running, all 3 wells. We've got the fire hydrants. Should be bringing that one out. And my notes are on there, but when we came in, we had quite a few fire hydrants that were not working. On this map, you'll see either green stars, yellow stars, or red stars. This information has been provided to the board multiple times, provided at the meet the mayors. We'll try to make sure we bring it out. This is something on the desk all the time. If you can, do me a favor, I will post it. Read me the numbers real quick. I know what they are. Is the first one 30? 30, under this administration, 30 fire hydrants have been repaired or replaced since taking office. 16 are currently under repair. That means either parts are being ordered or they're on the list to be repaired.
41.
And there's still 41 that are still in a situation where they're not repaired, not replaced, and they're not, there's no action being taken. So if you look on there, it gives you exactly where they are. This is updated. This is in front of my desk constantly. Again, I've heard some rumors that people didn't realize what was going on. There's no reason for it. We put this information out there all the time. So Just to make sure you have it in front of you, you can look at these. I would ask anyone, please do not remove any of the stars. These are updated constantly. You'll see where you might see there's a green star, then there's a yellow star, then there's a green star. You know, as things happen. Inside the report tonight, do you have the report for Public Works?
Yes,
Okay. So you're going to find out in the report from Public Works tonight that fire hydrants are a key. There's fire hydrants that are being replaced and repaired. So I think he did give us the location of those fire hydrants in his report, close to the bottom, because I read it before it came in. You're going to find out that there is also work going on, that's your money being used. Throughout that report, when the trustee reads it, you'll find out all the work that's being done when it comes to sewers, when it comes to water main breaks, when it comes to fire hydrants. I'll let the trustee read that. So, you know, there's some rumors out there that in this administration that the water fund, that there's work that has not been done. I can assure you that work is being done, more work is being done. We just received another grant for approximately just over $6,000 for fire hydrants. That was given under the report last week for Mohan. So we're going to go out, we can either probably purchase either one fire hydrant, or we can find out if there's multiple fire hydrants we can replace with those funds. We'll get with Kevin to find out where that work's going on and what's best. There's some questions out there about the IEPA loan, so we'll make sure we clear things up. First of all, the IEPA loan was something that we were pretty much demanded to take to get our wells up and running. The initial balance of the the IEPA loan, at first we call it $4.8 million, but the actual number was $4,797,219.23. Since taking office and under this administration, of that loan, we were given a forgiveness loan of $650,000 through the IEPA. Then the IEPA gave us another grant, but the grant was never touched by the village. Let's make sure we make this very clear. The IEPA received the grant and put it toward our loan. Okay? So I don't want anyone to say that the village took grant money, which we did not. That was in the amount of $3,319,105.14. Now, we were able to work with the IEPA on this repayment loan. On the first payment, they waived the interest under this administration of another $35,661.90. So far this year, we've made 2 payments toward that loan. Again, it's a 20-year loan. And currently, the amount that is owed on that $4.8 million is now down to $865,377.25. All that has happened under this administration. So we just want to make sure that's very clear, so when you hear people out there giving you false information, trying to mislead the residents, this information is out there, it's available. And again, there's no reason why anyone on this board shouldn't know this stuff either. So they should know the facts and the truth. On the floor over there also, you'll see another board that has some yellow highlights on it. Those are streets that will be repaired this year. We've talked about this at multiple meetings, but it seems like people have selective memories. So this year alone, there'll be over $1 million in road repairs in the village of Sauk Village this year alone. Again, this is under this administration. And what you have is $200,000 through CDGB. Roads that will be repaired are Clyde Avenue, Peachtree, 216th Court, 224th Street, 224th Place, and 226th Place. Now, I know some of those streets are pretty long. If you go over and look at the board after the meeting, you'll see where it's highlighted. You'll find out exactly where those roads are and where they're being repaired. We also have another $330,000 in road repairs that happen in TIF area number 3, which is Winpack Way. Again, all these funds are coming through grants, and if anything's owned by the village, they're either covered under NFT funds or it's covered under TIF funds. The last one that is being repaired will be Cornell and 223rd Street. That's coming off of Sauk Trail. Turn right, which would be south on Cornell. Going all down 223rd Street, you make a left. And 223rd Street all the way to Torrance Avenue. That project is over $600,000. That was through a federal fund. Again, received under this administration. So, when we talked about under budget time, we estimated $400,000 in street repairs. We now are over $1 million. Again, a lot of this work because as the funds came through late this year, you'll see engineering work start. However, the majority of the work will begin at the beginning of the construction season in 2017.
So you're going to see a lot of work happening beginning in 2017. And then lastly, just want to make sure we're clear, we've made this announcement multiple times, but again, it seems like people don't remember. And again, false information is coming out. There's a picture of the map for Aero Park. The IDNR has released half of the funds for the Aero Park. We've already received over $100,000 to be able to start construction and to be able to start making things move. I met with engineering, Robinson Engineering. Again, because it's so late in the season, the work on this will not begin to the beginning of the season next year. Engineering work is underway. And, but that there is, again, started. And so you end up seeing a lot of work beginning of 2017, beginning of the construction season. So, you know, again, if you have any questions, again, we've put this information out multiple times. We'll continue putting it out to make sure the residents know what's happening. Again, and just want to make sure it's very clear. I know I wasn't here last week, and I gave a report on some of the things that were said. So we just want to make sure that the truth, the factual information is provided, and again, that the village residents aren't misled with false information. All right, with that said, move to the next item, move to village clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, Will Township started their general assistance program for utilities. It started today, Tuesday, October 11th. The flyer that they're circulating appears that it's only on Tuesday, October 11th. This is actually an ongoing program until funds run out. Just so you know, this is an ongoing program until funds run out. Keith Lott from the Bloom Township will be coming to Sauk Village and actually taking intake at the Village Hall. He's done this for the last couple of years. He hasn't gotten approval yet as to what dates he's going to be here, but as soon as he does give me a date, he usually comes like on a Thursday from 9 to 12. Like that. As soon as I get that information, I will e-blast it. And again, you can sign up for the e-blast on the Sauk Village website so that you can keep, you know, in tune with what's going on. So there are flyers in the hallway, but mind you, this is an ongoing program. Second of all, I kept the Village Hall open until just before the meeting. I was out in the hallway all day taking voter registration, checking people's voter registration. A lot of people hadn't voted since the last presidential election, so they were unsure whether or not they were still active. So I had my computer out there, and I was able to check and make sure that their registration was in fact active. And I registered a handful of people, talking about 7 people today. Today was the last day for paper registration. However, you can still go online and register to vote until October 23rd. You also have the option of a mail ballot application is on the back desk today. If you'd like to receive your ballot by mail, you have until Thursday, November 3rd to fill this form out and send it back to the Cook County Clerk. They will in turn send you a ballot to your home, which you will complete and send back to the Cook County Clerk, if that's what you choose. Early voting doesn't start until October 24th, so we have several options. You can vote by ballot, or if you want to go to Linwood, Linwood's the closest early voting place, right at 21460 Torrance Avenue in Linwood. Their early voting site will start on October 24th. We also have a new early voting site which is close to us. Lansing is now an early voting site. So that's new this year. And we also have, right now, if you want to register to vote and vote, certain places are doing that, like the Cook County Clerk's Office downtown, you can do that now. So there's a lot of different options, but there's too much to mention right now. I would suggest that you sign up for the email alerts, because all this information is sent out by the email alerts. I try to get it online as soon as possible, but the best source of information is cookcountyclerk.com. There's a lot of information that relates to the election. And that's all I have. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Village Administrator, Director of Public Safety, J.W. Fairman.
Thank you, Mayor. During the last month, I attended the IML and ICMA conferences during the period of 9/22/2014 to 9/24/2016, in Chicago, Illinois, and on 9/25 through 9/28/2016 in Kansas City, Missouri. Part of this travel was funded by this Beers Management Association, which gave me approximately $700 to go through this as the first time attending. Throughout each of these conferences, there was a mantra on how to do more with less personnel through the use of technology. We all know updates of our technology system is in dire need of a major upgrade, which we are presently pursuing. And I am sure that we are all aware of this dire need throughout the village. In other words, these conferences stretch that we're not going to get a lot more people, but we have to go to technology to become more communicative with residents and be able to do more with less personnel. Further, the need for our villages and other municipalities to build diverse leadership in our community and organization. This is sorely needed in our and a lot of other communities. To accomplish this, we would need to reach out to business, religious, and educational institutions. All of us know that cooperation is badly needed, regardless of differences of opinion. First, we need to promote the development of staff throughout the village, which we've already started with the village's operations. Help elected officials and other community leaders identify, work toward, and achieve common goals and objectives. Additionally, I met with representatives of an organization called Community Champions, who help municipalities develop ordinances requiring the registration of default mortgage properties, providing for the purpose, intent, and applicability of the ordinance, which requires registration and maintenance of certain real property by mortgages being banks and other places that fund for people for and other property, providing for penalties and enforcement, as well as the regulation, limitation, and reduction of registrable real property within the municipality, providing for severability, repeal, codification, and an effective date. What this means in essence is this group will come in, and I'll talk to Gary about it, basically identify the problem. They will work with bankers. We have to agree to this once we get all the information, and they would be collecting money and making the bankers and other mortgage companies pay the villages for the expenses that we provide, that we incur with these. And I'm hoping that comes to fruition. What does this mean to Sauk Village? It could mean that we would have at no cost to Sauk Village, and I'm talking to Gary, as I've said, our representatives that would assist us in ensuring that banks and other financial institutions would have to pay for the upkeep of their properties and possibly pay taxes on them. I will be meeting with this company's representative within the next 3 weeks with the Housing Commissioner, Mr. Gary Hope. The village's daily operations are managed as effectively as possible given the limited human capital. I say that to stress the need for technology for us to move forward, which means that all of our departments are working at maximum capacity, save for some mishap. We know that sometimes people don't do that, so we cannot deny it. We continue to work to receive finances owed to the village by businesses and community members. And Mr. Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Move to report to the trustees. Trustee Tate.
Mr. Mayor, I have conversations going on with the owners of these parking lots that we have where the grocery store is and also where the cleaners is located. I'm just getting complaints that potholes are in both parking lots and that they're not being repaired. Are there conversations going on with you and the owners of those facilities?
No, there's no conversation going with me and the owners of those facilities. We've talked to some of the owners of the property, and we have not been able to convince that gentleman to repair some of that. You know, apparently we would have to go through some kind of litigation to get it.
Is that being done?
We haven't initiated any litigation.
Second thing, is call on our cellular provider.
Yes, it is.
Do you know how many cell phones we currently have?
No, I do not. I know that I've kept working on identifying and shutting off phones that's not being used.
And the reason I asked that question is I noticed that for a 1 month period, we paid over $5,000 in cell phone bills. So I'm just wondering how many cell phones we have out there and who has them, or what.
Well, that's what Kevin is working on right now. That is, you know, we had phones in here that we were not using that we were being charged a minimum cost, which is unnecessary. I can give you the specific information once I talk to him, because he's been shutting some of these phones off, but they were not being used.
Okay, final question is, do you have to know how much money the village takes in on video gaming?
I have no idea about that.
Is there a way to find that out?
I'm sure we probably could find it out. You can find it out. Sure, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Trustee Bridges.
Yeah, Mr. Fairman, probably about 3 weeks ago, I had asked about having a meeting with Cal County administrators. I know they came out and explained an aspect of the emergency jargon for the 911 board, and at that time I was attempted to ask them a question, but told I could not. So, because I thought that's what they came out here for, along with the 911. Is there a way, is there anything in the future that we could have them come out again at a committee meeting and be able to ask a question that the residents want to know, and then also just, I'm sure the board wants to know some of these questions. We can get some questions answered. Is there anything in the making in the near future?
Well, trustee, we certainly can contact them in the future and see when they will come out here, and talk to us about this. That's what I can tell you right now.
Okay, because the reason why I'm asking, I was under the impression, and I think a couple of the people from Cal was under the impression that they were going to come out and answer some questions pertaining to this service. So when that didn't happen, I'm sure that, I didn't know. I thought it was going to be a different way. But okay, if you can, could you get that information to me so we can, I can compile a question that some people want to ask questions that if they're not able to be there, I can ask those questions on their behalf.
I guess I can tell you this much, because this is what I know. I talked to the mayor over there. The mayor will come in and talk to the board in the executive session about what's going on with the personnel related. One of his assistants who runs Calcom has indicated he would mind coming out here, so I can check with that and talk to anybody.
Are you saying that this would be executive session only, or would it be open to the public?
I think it would be two meetings. It would be an executive session with the board, who are representative of the community, according to them, and it would be the person that runs Calcom. We would get him to come out here and answer questions. Mark Davis, who met him last time he was out here. So I will talk to him and see if I can get him out here.
Okay, because I didn't think that would fall under executive session, because we are actually paying, so, thank you.
All right. Move the reports of trustees and board committees, senior committee, beautification committee, Mayor Hanks. Let's see, we'll go through these real quick. Senior committee, Bloom Township Senior Committee, Community Lunch Program, which is the Country Fall Fest with Jerry Vernon and the Country Dune Band. Will be this Thursday, October 13th at the Subrian Social Center in Lansing. The tickets for the Tuesday, November 15th event will be going on sale at the luncheon. It's $6 for township seniors and $12 for non-township seniors. Don't forget Medicare D open enrollment begins October 15th and is December 7th, which changes effective this coming January. Be sure to check with your current provider. It will still cover the medication you are presently using. We got AARP Smart Driver course will be next Tuesday and Wednesday, October 18th and 19th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. at Bloom Township Center. It's located at 425 South Halsted in Chicago Heights. Cost is $15 for AARP members and $20 for non-AARP members, and it's payable to AARP. If you need additional information, feel free to call the Township Senior Department, and that's 754-9400, extension 7270. The Sauk Village Senior Group Sunshiners is sponsoring a smart meter presentation by ComEd. This coming Monday, October 17th at 7 p.m. It's going to be here at the Senior Center. And if you're here, the adult public is invited. And then, as always, seniors 50 years plus young, regardless of residency, are invited to attend every Friday from 12:30 to 3:30 for the senior open activity. Bottled water, light refreshments are available. Rummy Cube tile game is very popular with the attendance. However, there's other games. There is, what we got here? Or you can bring your own game or craft. And then next Sunday, open activity with appetizers. I'm sorry, next Saturday, sorry about that. Open activity with appetizers and finger type foods is on for October 22nd. I think that's the following one. At 5 p.m. Doors will be open at 4 p.m. Sign-up sheets are available for any co-sponsors. And Steve Shemkus and Frank Williams has those. Next senior committee meeting is this Thursday, October 13th at 7 p.m. Let's see here, I got a couple other things. There's a flyer out for the smart meters, which is October 17th. The annual Spaghetti Senior Dinner, annual Senior Citizen Spaghetti Dinner is Saturday, October 29th. It's the end of the month at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Doors open at noon. And we've got all kinds of stuff. Got music by the Morgan family, line dancing, instructions, door prizes, 50/50 raffle. Donation at the door is $6. If you buy your tickets in advance, it's $5. And there's a bunch of seniors that have tickets. So, or you can buy your tickets from me. They give me a whole bunch of tickets to sell. So if you don't buy it from me, I'll just my whole family come. So let's see. There's one other thing here I want to talk about. Salute to the Armed Forces. This is October 13th. That's Thursday. That's going to be at the Doubletree Hotel. We've already talked about this once before. There's registration forms, which are due by October 11th, which were due by today. If you are a veteran or from the Armed Forces. Alright, so we got that one. All right, move to Parks and Recreation, Trustee Jones.
Every Friday is Uno night from 5 to 8 p.m. We have the trunk or treat that's coming up. The time is from 1 to 3. 12:30, we'll start lining up at Rickover and proceeding from Rickover down to Community Center. There will be prizes for best costume. Make sure, well, first come, first serve on the parking to decorate the trunks. There will be someone to direct the traffic, for the first parks, if you want to get there early. And that's for that. And then we're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner for the public. And that's going to be November 20th. More information to come. December 3rd, from 11 to 4, will be the Christmas parade. And more information will come about that too. And that's it.
Okay, Trustee Lewis, Public Works, Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a report that was given by Kevin Weller to me today, and I'm going to go through it. Things that are going on. As far as public grounds and buildings, they're cutting ongoing all those locations. Staff still are cutting vacant homes, mowing through the list of 439 homes. These are the homes that are grass is high and needs to be cleaned up. 110 needed cutting. The possible mold at the police department will be received by TRF Environmental for recommendation, and a recommendation of the tile at the police department is completed. A new air conditioning unit was installed and is working. Window replacement at the village hall was completed, and inside lights repaired, replaced bulbs and ballasts at the fire department. Asphalt work. Provide work on the east side, completed, still working on south side. Street repairs due to main break in Ross Crescent and driveway at 21606 Orion is in progress. Street lights. They're still working with the vendor to evaluate 20 individual locations where street lights are going on and off. Wire issues. It could be wire issues on the village side. Vendor has sent replacement parts to try to repair the issues. Staff will be out to change problem heads. We hope this will resolve the issues. Resolve the wire faults. We're at 223rd Peachtree, 215 Place at Gayling and Cynthia, and 1826 Sauk Trail. More wire faults work is ongoing. Water, day-to-day schedules and emergency calls. Completing all tests required for the IEPA per month. Staff started and completed Southside shutoff list. We have also sent the jet and shut off another 15 that were full of debris. Staff also dug 2 high bills to be shut off. Staff also repaired 3 main breaks on Yates, 223rd Place, Mark Collins. We are also doing repairs in the well houses. Garbage. Day-to-day cleanup. If you see illegal dumping, please call the police. Help keep our town clean. All regular trash pickup will be completed as regular mowing and summer upkeep resumes. I will ask Cole to ticket. I guess he said I will ask Cole to ticket residents who dump garbage or grass and debris from the parkway into the street. Staff has been cleaning out the storm lanes covered with debris. This is the main cause of storm sewer backup in flooded streets. Hydrant and valve repair replace. Staff is working on several hydrants, 2 with broken couplers, 223rd and Peachtree, and 2 hit by cars, Torrance Avenue and Merrill, and 1 part recall at 1905 Sauk Trail. Once repaired, we will resume replacement upgrades. Vehicle equipment. Public Works is still doing their best to keep all vehicles within the department running safe. We're also trying to help each department with their repairs to keep moving forward. Dropping off and picking up police department vehicles and ongoing small repairs. Sanitary sewer complaints. Public Works received 1 sewer complaint that they were notified that they would have to call in a plumber. All after-hour calls must go through the police department through the non-emergency number, which is 758-1331, and they will call Public Works. Staff also completed 34 sewer checks. Repairs were made to the power at the lift station on 223rd and Torrance. Storm sewer repairs. Staff has been out cleaning storm sewers due to rain. We have 3 locations we are working on: 1904 219th Place, southwest corner of Oak Brook and South Brook, and 914 Mary Bird. 223rd Place is almost completed, and Oak Brook will be the next on the list. These are the ones that people were complaining that they may sink in, and they're going to put asphalt on these. Tree branches are removal. Second and final branch pickup is complete. All branches had to be out by September 11th to be picked up. Tickets will be issued if piles are placed out of completion. In other words, if you put it out now, you may receive a ticket. The sweeper followed after each section. 1 tree removal on 2500 block, 221st Street. Trim 4, 2503, 221st Street, and remove 3 from 221st Place in Nichols. Parks. Public Works will be working with Robinson Engineering on the final design of the ball fields at Arrowhead Park. Staff preparing to remove damaged slide from 218th Park. This is the 4th park with damaged slides which are in need for replacement. The estimate cost per park is $4,000 per slide. All parks are in need for upgrades. And finally, landscape work. Staff also started landscape last year digs from the B boxes, main breaks, and any other digs so far at 221st and Chappelle, 1839 223rd Street, 22409 Yates, and residents will have to wait for the concrete work to complete the final dirt work. The concrete work, I think, is stopped for the rest of this season. I think it's going to be started out in the fall of next season. That ends his report. And as far as Public Works, we have a meeting here tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I invite all people to come out. We will be looking for some input from the residents, and we can get these complaints or these issues answered. I'm going to try to see if I can get Kevin Weller at the meeting. If not, then we can still write it up and get it to him. That is my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee.
Yes.
Trustee Davis.
Trustee Burgess, could you make a note to ask Director Weller? Remember we had a couple of people from Lincoln Meadows that came in talking about the street lights. Some people about the street lights in Lincoln Meadows. They came a couple of meetings ago and talked about that, and hear anything in his report where they came to look at it or determine what the problem is. So could you ask him that question?
I will do. And I'm also going to ask a question because it's been maybe the 3rd week that I noticed that the parking lot has at least 2 lights out right here in this parking lot right here. So I'm going to have to ask those questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Move to Housing and Governmental Committee, Trustee Tate.
The Housing Committee, what we're doing, we're trying to establish some new work relationships with individuals that have come out and help us with the second housing workshop As you recall, last year we did a workshop, and then we prepared to do a second workshop, and then they decided they didn't want to work with us anymore. Because of this thing with the modular homes that came up. We're just trying to reestablish a brand new relationship to get someone to come out to do a workshop for the residents and other interested people who are thinking of buying a home. As you recall, the first workshop, they provided information on low interest loans. They even provided information with assistance for down payments and that type of thing. And it was beneficial because we did get some people that applied and did move into Sauk Village or purchase homes in Sauk Village. So I would like to see if we can get that going again and have a second workshop at their convenience, of course. For the intergovernmental committee, we're working with a few communities. We're trying to adopt some things that they are doing in their communities that will be beneficial to Sauk Village residents. That's been, we've had our problems with that, but we're still working on that because other communities definitely are doing some positive things, and I think Sauk Village residents would benefit from it if we could just get it off the ground. So we're still working on that end. So it's building relationships on both sides of both communities. That's all I have.
Thank you, trustee. Move to Public Safety and Ordinance Review Committee, trustee Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of items tonight. One, I would like to thank everyone that sent the cards and everything. And prior to my wife, she did make it through her second surgery. She's home from the University of Chicago, recuperating now. She's doing fine. Again, thank you. Tonight, we have in front of the trustee a amendment to the animal, chapter 10 of the animal ordinance. It spells it out, and it's almost mirror for mirror to Cook County and the state. I personally don't think we can get any better, but it does spell it out. It does give our police department a little more authority that Dr. Alexander had before. It's a good ordinance. Second, we're working with the police department, myself, and the superintendent of 168 and superintendent of Bloom Township on the truancy ordinance. There's still a lot more information on it. And once we get a draft of that, we'll start presenting that to the trustee, look over and everything. There's a little more to go on that. Each one of these superintendents, and we're asking input from the teachers, but it's looking good. And that's something else that we need in town. The superintendent of Bloom Trail really gave a lot of input into it. And I got to thank Dr. Lee for our superintendent for our school too. She worked pretty real close to the chief of police on this ordinance. It's looking good. And I believe part of your committee is involved too. It's looking good. It's going to come out once I get a copy of it. Send it out to all trustees. With that, this perhaps all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Jones.
With the dog ordinance, are you able to make those changes that we discussed last week? I don't know if you got the notice.
Those changes, actually, it's about 3 words in this section that really made it. I would like the police chief to elaborate just a little bit on the 2 sections, if you wouldn't mind. But it makes it more out there. There's a catch-all that our attorneys call. We couldn't help one of our residents because it wasn't in there. Now we're covered. Chief, could you cover this stuff second?
Yes, well, thank you. So in honor of the Jones family and their dog who was attacked and killed by another dog, after reviewing the ordinance, it mentioned about dogs attacking people, not attacking animals. So we added that. We also added that to ensure that the owner is notified properly. Not only will a police officer hand deliver a notification to that family to remove the dog from the premises of Sauk Village, it will also be sent to that individual via certified mail. So they can't say one way or another that they never received it. So those 2 changes should give quite a bit of power to the dog ordinance. And again, it's, and, you know, you never want to lose an animal, but it's in honor of the Jones family. So please keep that in mind when you vote on that ordinance. Thank you.
Well, my question was about the cost of the euthanizing of the animal and who was going to absorb that cost. It was there going to be something added to the ordinance that the owner of the dog was going to absorb it? Were we going to be able to go after the owner of the vicious dog to collect the fees or be reimbursed or some type of way?
My opinion, the way I read the word, would be able to go after the owner of the animal.
Exactly, that's how I read it too. According to the ordinance, we go after the owner of the dog. So that's how I read the ordinance to be. So we might have to put the outlay because you don't want the county line to sit there with an outstanding bill, and they've been very good with us. So we would have to go after, we'd work with our legal department and go after the owner.
Trustee Tate.
Chief, we had several inquiries about, or questions about the ordinance when we read it last week. And that was one of those, but that does not appear, that wording does not appear in the ordinance, and I see that we're going to vote on that tonight. Also, part of that, there were questions about who makes the determination that the animal is, I forgot the wording, like vicious or...
That spells it out that the chief makes that determination due to the amount of calls and the severity of the call that the officers go on. So we would review the reports. You know, an example, the Jones family, I mean, that dog that attacked killed another dog. You have to deem that a vicious animal. If it attacks and breaks skin on an individual, you have to deem that a vicious animal. So, you know, those are some of those are judgment calls. And that's how Cook County's ordinance is also written.
Okay, and the copy that I saw and we were discussing is not clear on who's doing what, who's responsible for doing what. Matter of fact, it mentions an animal control officer, which we don't have. So that there were a lot of questions that we brought those up, and I have not seen that the ordinance was revised to clarify or even add on, for instance, some of the things that Trustee Jones said. That was not in the copy that I saw last. So, and I don't have a revised copy where any of those questions were addressed, but we're supposed to vote on it tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't at that meeting. I had a personal something that I had to attend to. So if you want to table that ordinance for till the next meeting, that's fine.
Thank you.
Or can we approve an amendment?
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee.
with the questions from the trustees and the police chief, I would like to table our animal control ordinance tonight.
When it comes up.
When it comes up, I'll make that motion.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Okay, move to, Ted, the end of your report? Thank you, trustee. Move to Neighborhood Watch Committee, trustee Washington House.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to report tonight that we did have our meeting on Monday night at the fire station. We had a very good meeting. As a matter of fact, we are still waiting and still getting blocked up. Happens for every block. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, trustee. Move to Budget, Finance, Community Relations Committee, trustee Rosie Williams.
I did email the finance director, the village administrator, and the mayor and trustee Myers regarding last week's financial discussion. Also asked the finance director to plan to present to the board his plan for addressing the aging report, infrastructure, and the quarterly budget as requested last week by trustee Jones. I also asked the finance director to submit copies of the aging report and quarterly budget to the board. As also stated to those individuals, the water and Lake Michigan water service was a topic of discussion last week, so I'm asking again that we can speak with Robbins Engineering to come out with a new proposal, a new presentation. The last one that we had regarding water was from 4 years ago. There were a lot of people who weren't presentation, and there's a lot of questions on the board, there's a lot of questions from residents, some with misinformation, some with just not knowing where exactly we were. So I'm asking again that that comes out with new numbers to let everybody know. And as the village clerk stated last week, that presentation that was done by Robinson 4 years ago with the estimated number, amount that it would cost to go with Michigan Water is on the website. But again, we're looking for newer numbers since that was 4 years ago. Also, the public relations meeting will be here tomorrow at 4:30. And I received no questions regarding accounts payable, and when I spoke with the finance director today, he did not inform me that he was leaving either. That's all I have.
Trustee?
What's the status on getting a copy of the agent report? Still talking about the agent.
I just stated that I asked for it again. All I can do is ask for it.
Excuse me?
We'll get it out to you this week.
Okay, thank you. The second question is, and I had asked for clarification. We paid out over $1,100 to a South Village resident for damages done by one of our police officers. And that payment was approved by you, village administrator, director of finance. But as a trustee, we never received any details how this incident occurred, why it occurred, or if the officer was wrong, which if you reimburse the possibility of the allegation that the officer damaged the property was action taken, personnel issues. But I never received any feedback on this topic whatsoever, but it was approved by the committee.
I'm not sure that I approved anything like that. I don't have the authority to approve. The only time I would.
Not so. I said you,
Right.
the administrator, and the director of finance, three of them.
That's not normally the practice. While I am a person who, per the ordinance, while I am a person who would have the ability to, I have not one time been a part of the two-person requirement to approve something without the board's approval. It would be the mayor and the village administrator. It would be presented by the finance director stating that this item needs to be paid for this reason. And then it would go through the mayor and the village administrator. Should one of them not be able to, it would then be submitted to me, but I was not involved in that. And I don't remember you bringing me up prior, so I don't have an answer for you right now, but I can look into it.
No, I sent out an email asking for clarification and provision of details. Since we paid out matter of fact, the figure was $1,185 we paid out for repairs that allegedly the police officer, unnamed, committed. So I asked for details of that. And if you were not part of it, then we're going this information from the very beginning. If you weren't a part of it, because the document that I received said you were a part of it.
Remember you emailed it? Was I involved?
I checked it.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Okay, because I'm trying to look right now, and I don't recall the email, but again, I mean, I can follow up with you.
And again, I think, especially since it deals with personnel, I don't know if the details of the incident with our email form would have to come either from a memo from the chief on the incident, which would be confidential, or it have to be discussed during personnel. So to discuss this here.
I'm not discussing it here. I'm saying that I asked for details when I was not provided that information. If he had the information, we certainly could have discussed it in executive session.
Chief, if you can put either meet individually, or if you feel that it's at a point where you can put in a confidential memo. If it's not at that point yet, maybe you can meet with the trustee individually for a couple at a time.
Could he do it collectively? We're going to executive session, and so all the trustees here, not just me, it's not just me, so that all of them are aware of it.
We put the executive session on the next meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Can you be here next meeting?
Sure.
Thank you very much. All right.
I have a question.
Trustee?
Yes, Trustee Williams, you stated that no one came to you about any questions on the report as far as the accounts payable. Okay, because I asked Mr. Fairman, the village administrator, about one of the entries, and he said he would get back with me, and I'm surprised he didn't ask you.
Yeah, I said I received no email regarding regarding accounts payable, and we're still with the finance director today, he did not give me any information.
Okay, because it was Friday that I spoke. Okay, I'll wait until we get to after. Thank you.
All right, move to item 6, new business. That's for a motion to approve accounts payable disbursements for September 28, 2016 to October 11, 2016. According to Sauk Village policy, is there a motion to approve? Yeah, motion is there a second?
Second.
And motion is second. Any questions or comments?
Question.
Trustee Richards.
On page 1, under elected officials, I need a clarification under the heading of Sauk Village Petty Cash, L. Washington neighborhood, I guess it would be neighborhood Washington $300. Could I get a clarification what that was for? No one?
I think, are you getting it?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. I'm worried about that. Okay, well, he's getting information. Do you have anything else?
You said he's getting there?
I think he's pulling it up.
Oh. The next one was on page 4, where it says water department fund, water department. It gives a list of the 3 people and it says overpayment. Is that one person or is that a business? That seems like an awful lot of money for overpayment, a refund.
Page number 4, I'm sorry.
Page number 4 at the very top.
Okay.
So it's water department fund, and it gives 3 individuals water bill overpayment.
Invoice number, so.
Right, I'm just wondering, is that one, that's what I'm asking, is that one person? Or is it a business? Because that seems like an awful lot for a resident to overpay that much money. Then you have to refund that.
Just go off, it's one invoice, it's one amount, so I'm gonna have to go with it's got a vendor number. If it was individual people, it would be different vendor numbers and different invoices.
So is that the answer that you think is a vendor, or do we know if that's a business? I don't.
I'm thinking, and don't quote me on this, that would be the restaurant, but I have to double check.
Okay.
Because if I remember right, Karen and Russell, but don't quote me on that, just, you know.
That would come around that date that they acted.
Yeah,
So is that, okay, that's what I was thinking, but I didn't know.
that's what it looks like to me.
Does anyone,
There were 3 owners that owned that restaurant,
well, yeah,
or 3 that ran it.
so, Mr.
And then,
Chairman, you think that's true, is that possible?
I think that's true, but we can clarify for you tomorrow, making sure we're not speculating, but yeah, I think that's true, but I like they are, for real.
Okay, and then the other question I had at the beginning?
you said it was on page 1.
Yeah, page 1.
This, since I don't know the question, I would refer to the trustee, Trustee Washington. Can you explain what this was for? Maybe go to you, was that go to your
The
committee?
only thing I could possibly think that, excuse me. The only thing that I could possibly think of is that Mohan may be doing some late accounting. I just want to ask a question just for that, the sake of the validity of that statement. Trustee Jones, under general fund, where it says petty cash.
Hang on, trustee.
I'm asking,
I know, can you,
I'm asking you a question.
I know, hang on, I'll let you ask a question. If you know the answer, it's because trustee Burgess already
I
asked
could
for it.
possibly tell you the answer if you let me ask Trustee Jones a question.
Okay, let me tell you, make sure we do this right. Is that okay, trustee Burgess, that you had the floor and you're looking for an answer?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, I didn't want to refer.
Okay, and I'm trying to get
Okay.
an answer. Trustee Jones, do you know, because he has listed on here, for the same date, September 30th, Easter bags, and I know that was back in April for September the 30th, and the summer camp, and I know they're getting it back in whatever, so it looked like all of these dates he entered on September 30th, you see what I'm saying? So if he entered something that I did with Neighborhood Watch back for book bags in August on September 30th, it looked like all those dates are consistent, but that's all the way down, so I don't know, no, because then in, general fund is some stuff listed in 8/16/2016 and September 15th. So these particular dates, I don't know if Mohan is just entering late entries on these dates, but he did not give me anything for petty cash on November, September. So,
I'll answer that. Yeah, these receipts were turned in all on the same day.
recently or a long time ago?
On 9/30.
We just turned
Yeah,
it in?
I just turned them in
Maybe
because
called up.
it was to go in there nickel and dime it for the same, for garbage bags, and then you bought, $11 in garbage bags one week, $11. So that all go in there for summer camp for that one time going in.
And the Easter bags, that was back at Easter, so that was in April.
Yeah,
Unless you ordered Easter bags for this coming back.
no receipt, just receipt.
So this is a late entry
Right.
on the ledger of activities from Parks and Rec, so unless he's doing the same thing with me. But to answer your question, Mayor, and hopefully to answer Trustee Burgess' question, I didn't receive anything for petty cash in September. Only thing I can assume that Mohan is not here, evidently the village administrator, he didn't convey that to you. But I thought I heard Trustee Burgess say he asked about it before tonight. If he just entered these things on this day, it's just showing up, but I didn't receive any funds.
Mr. Mayor, the reason why I'm asking is because, first of all, you won't get this until this money has been voted on. So there would not be a disbursement of the check until after the night. The invoice was submitted, or whatever that this was submitted on that date. That's why I asked to clarify that. And I went, because Mr. Mohan wasn't here at the time, so I went to Mr. Fairman and asked, he said he would check it out to find out for me why this was done this way, because it's heading is Neighborhood Watch, and I was just wondering what was done, but you won't receive any money to clarify it until after this has been voted on, which is in October. So I'm just wondering, was there anything that you submitted for reimbursement for $300?
Well, I didn't know you went to Mr. Fairman, so.
Yes, I did.
I thought you went to Mohan, he's not here.
No, he wasn't.
No, I did not.
Mr. Fairman, did you have?
Yes, Trustee Burgess asked me about two issues in reference to this. This is a issue that I talked to Mr. Mohan about, and he has the receipts indicating that Trustee Watson got this money out of petty cash fund, Neighborhood Watch here. That's what he found out. If you want the specifics, I can give it to you tomorrow. I just checked on it like you said, and this is the same issue that's being foiled.
So you're saying that it was submitted? She just said there was no submission. So
Well,
you said,
I'm not here to defend. I'm not here, let me
I
finish, trustee. I'm trying to answer the question that you asked me. I have gone and tried to check it against anybody else. I can give you the documentation tomorrow, that's what I can do.
Okay, that's all that was the only reason with their document. So when you said that Mr. Mohan actually did receive information, or I guess expenditures or some type of receipt, she did give that to Mr. Mohan, and that's why this was, because that's the only reason why I had to be here, has to be something submitted.
But first I answered the question, you remember, I said I think it was.
Yes.
And then I said, I will find out.
Yes,
So
you did.
I'm reporting that I found out. I said, can't say that.
Right.
I think that's what happened. Now I'll tell him I checked it with him, and that's what happened.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, final statement in regard to this situation. I have repeated publicly as well as privately, Neighborhood Watch is transparent. We have absolutely nothing to hide. If there's something that you want to know, you can ask me. Neighborhood Watch has been FOIA'd 3 times with the same questions about non-tax dollars for book bags in the play. Sauk Village did not give Neighborhood Watch 1 penny for 500 book bags or supplies. We raised all that money, we turned in receipts. People that gave us donations, we put out a sheet with all of the sponsors, whether it was just volunteering or whether they actually gave monetary. And anyone that have FOIAs, I have worked with Sherry, and I have worked with Mohan to fill those foyers to the best of our ability. That we were told some of those foyers surprisingly came weeks later after the play, months later after the play. So whatever you want to know about Neighborhood Watch, it is absolutely never a problem to talk to me. And if I don't have the answer, you can talk to Mohan. Neighborhood Watch, my volunteers, they work very hard, and we have absolutely nothing to hide. And in conclusion, I did not get $300 last month in September. I don't know if Mohan is, like, it was a lot that he had to do. He attended IML as well. I don't know if he's catching up his ledgers or whatever, and being void, expecting him to catch up more. But I didn't get them any receipts in September, and I didn't receive any money in September that I know of. Now, if he can prove it differently, I would need to see that. But I don't remember or recollect getting any money that late date after the book bags was over. Trust me, we were all exhausted.
All right, any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, we have a motion and a second. And George, please call roll.
Burgess.
No.
Jones.
No.
Myers.
Yes.
Tate.
No.
Washington House.
Yes.
Williams Bay. Yes. Mr. Mayor.
Yes. Move item number B, motion to approve the Intergovernmental Relations Committee Sauk Village Community Partnership Team Program Proposal. Is there a motion to approve? And a motion is there a second? One place. Hearing none, motion fails. This was the trustee case part before the board, so I'm sorry. Item number C, motion to approve revised resident handbook. Is there a motion to approve?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we table this item.
We got a motion to table, is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion second, Village Clerk? Please call
Myers.
roll.
Tate. Washington House.
Yes.
Washington Bay. I'm sorry, Williams Bay. Yes. Williams Bay.
She said yes.
Okay, Burgess.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, for item D, motion to approve ordinance amending section 10-62, determination and requirements of Article 3, dangerous animals, vicious animals, and rabid animals, of Chapter 10, animal control, of the village code. Is there a motion to approve? I'm sorry.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
this time I'd like to screen and table this.
Got a motion to table. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Tate.
Yes.
Washington House.
Yes.
Washington, Williams Bay.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item E, motion to approve intergovernmental agreement for the provision of environmental health inspection services. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Washington House.
Yes.
Williams Bay.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Tate.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item F, motion to approve special meeting minutes for September 13th, 2013. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Williams Bay. Burgess.
No.
Jones.
No.
Myers.
Yes.
Tate. Washington House.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes. Item G, motion to approve board meeting minutes for September 13th, 2016. Is there a motion to approve? Got a motion, is there a second? Got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
No.
Jones.
No.
Myers.
Yes.
Tate. Washington House.
Yes.
Williams Bay. Mr. Mayor.
Yes. Item H, motion to approve and hold executive session meeting minutes for September 13th, 2013. Is there a motion to approve? Got a motion, is there a second? Got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Jones.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Tate. Washington House.
Yes.
Williams Bay. Burgess.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item I, motion to approve special meeting minutes for September 20th, 2016. Is there a motion to approve? Got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Myers.
Yes.
Tate. Washington House.
Yes.
Williams Bay. Burgess.
No.
Jones.
No.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes. Motion carries. Item J, motion to approve committee meeting minutes for September 20th, 2016. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And motion, is there a second? Okay, motion is second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Tate? Washington House?
Yes.
Williams Big?
Yes.
Burgess?
No.
Jones?
No.
Myers? Mr. Mayor?
Yes. Motion carries. Move to item number 7, miscellaneous comments from the Mayor and Board of Trustees. Secretary Trustee Williams. Oh, I'm sorry. Man, line. I apologize. I apologize for both of you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Just give me her check.
I'll give her yours.
She'll quit.
Just a couple comments. On the two items that were tabled tonight, just for clarification, as far as the resident handbook, I did ask for us to receive another copy. I think both trustees in charge of the committee to see if I can, I know I sent it via email, and I can't find it in my email. So if you guys could send me another copy, that's why I asked for the motion to table, as well as the fact that, the resident had a question about sirens. And some of the things that I had a question about previously that I had submitted was as far as the holiday structure, making sure that you can take a lot of online. And something else that is probably new that I don't think anybody really considered, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to speak for you guys, but now with the inclusion of recycling bins that we have, the blue bags were in there, I know the blue bags were in there before, I don't know if you guys updated the recycling bin and that process, so that would be something that should go in there. That's another reason why I asked for motion to table. Also, as far as the Mission South ordinance that was also tabled, I know that the 3 questions that were presented and that was discussed were the state who was in charge of payment euthanization, the determination of who makes that determination, and both of the trustees and the chief stated that those were in fact clearly stated in the ordinance. The only thing that was not was the animal control officer, and I think that that's something that was not changed. So just, just for clarification, maybe we can maybe take that out or put as designated, like I suggested before, something to that effect, so that people know, you don't really have an animal control officer, we used to, so, thank you.
I got a question. Was there another ordinance brought out, revised since last week?
Yeah, there was the original one that we revised, we went to the county, but county didn't have the proper language on it to enhance it to after the dog animal, if it actually been another town that's specified a person. So we want to make sure that it was clarified in the order. Now, the one that I asked to send out was almost a draft copy of the one we got tonight.
Yeah, I didn't.
That was the one we reviewed last week.
Oh, the one we.
I had to apologize.
Okay.
I wasn't here, so I don't know what you got.
To answer your question,
No.
there was not a new paper copy submitted for tonight. It was the one that.
Still good thing with table. Anything else?
That's all.
Yes.
We'll put it back in.
Next meeting.
We'll put it back.
Trustee Myers.
Are we moving that back to the committee?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I
the,
don't know.
next week's committee meeting. So let's bring out the revised copy so we can go through it.
Okay.
All right. Trustee Tate.
Just for the residents' information, you may have noticed that NICOR is doing some work in Sauk Village. And I was speaking with a representative about another matter, and he informed me that NICOR is out here doing work. And what he said they're doing is they're removing the steel pipes that are 9,000 years old and replacing them with plastic. So if they're digging in front of your house along the parkway, they're replacing pipes from their door. And he stated that they're going to try to finish before the weather gets really bad to replace that. The only advice that he gave me that I'm passing on to you is that when, first of all, NICOR is supposed to knock on your door, ring your bell, and let you know what they're doing before they start spray painting the ground and sticking flags in the ground. That's probably what you've seen, some of you have seen. But also, you should ask the representative about replacing, it may not matter the grass, because they're gonna dig it up, turn the ground over. It's gonna look ugly. So you may want to talk to them about replacing the grass side or doing something to make it more nicer to look at. But that's what you'll see with NICOR, it's in your area. The second item was Trustee Williams' bed. You want to get us some information regarding publications, printing, memberships. Remember we had that discussion when you look like the next week or?
I had asked everyone who comes to present to the board, that that be a part of his presentation. If you remember, there was an asking last week when we were coming to talk to the board. Right, but since that would be, he would have to determine what is going to come out of there and how, and we would get questions. I asked him to be here to be a part of that, because he deals with that every day, using that to be something to do. So I asked him to present that to me, when he comes to the next week or whatever, present that.
Okay, thank you, that's all right.
And that's regarding the code, right, just to make sure that,
Yes.
I want to make sure everything's right.
Trustee Jones?
Well, everything was pretty clarified. I just wanted to make sure that, that we don't let this lapse too far with the dog ordinance. That's something pretty important, and I would hate to see something happen to another animal or someone else while we got this gap going, so, yeah. And that's all.
If someone has a phone on or a radio or something, is it outside? Oh, okay.
Is that my kid screaming? No.
Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is National No Bullying Month, and I just want to say that I just want to give kudos to somebody, but before I do, I want to just report through Neighborhood Watch. I got 2 phone calls that I talked to the chief about earlier, and one was in regard to, I did not know that girls could be as vicious and be as worse bullies as boys. And I got a phone call from a parent, a single parent. Her teenage daughter has to stay home when she walks home from high school every day. And a gang of girls jump on her every single day. And this single parent is just distraught. And I mean, unless you're going to be a grown adult fighting teenage girls that's fighting over one daughter, I mean, as many as 14 to 15 girls jumping on her. So to expedite the situation, this parent moved to she had nothing else to do but to relocate her daughter out of the village for fear of her life, literally. And one of the neighbors took pictures of these girls outside in front of her daughter's house, taunting the girl to come outside to fight, kicking on the door because the mom has to work nights, kicking on the door, come open the door, open the door. So I'm just like, that is unreal. When the resident calls me about it, I say, I think we have a juvenile officer out here. I did talk to the chief, he did assure that we do have a juvenile officer. Number 2 of that situation is these girls, they want to be called the hot block girls in Sauk Village. I'm like, are you serious? We're the hot block girls. I'm saying, so what do you all do? We jump on other girls. They get in our way. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I thought that there is such a need for programs for the youth in Sauk Village. And I made that one phone call that I got this week, and all the stories that I have, I can bring the mothers and the parents and the girls. They're always validity. I'm so glad the chief is here. He told me, I already know about the hot block. I already know about the hot block girl fighters. I'm like, oh my goodness, the things that go on in Sauk Village with these teenagers. So I just want to give kudos to school board member Tammy Jones for kicking off and starting Girl Scouts this week, from daisies and brownies all the way up to 11th and 12th grade, seniors and ambassadors. And I thought it would be, something to just do and help her out, because she always helps Neighborhood Watch collect money, where we collect the money, and helping out with Junior Neighborhood Watch But once I really found out what Girl Scouts do, I was like, oh my goodness. So on my own, in my own thinking, I'm like, well, instead of going all around this village, let me see how I can get all the girls in one spot. So in my thinking, I said, well, what I'll go to Bloom Trail. And so when I got to Trail and talked with the administration, they said, well, we advise you to sit through all the lunch periods. I'm like, oh, that's not a problem. Oh my God. To sit through every lunch period at Bloom Trail with all these kids coming in, and it's twin days. So they are dressed from Twin State Empire Building in New York to, they both have on green lipstick at the top and orange at the bottom with big afro wigs. I'm like, okay, this is not going to be a problem. Not the two of them going to sign up for Girl Scouts for sure. And for their girlfriends, they're not going to do it. They give me the mic at lunchtime, and you only got 26 minutes, and I'm talking to all these girls. But I just want to thank Tammy for the opportunity. When we left that day, I texted her from Trail, can you believe this? And can Girl Scouts do that? We walked out with 43 girls that are seniors that signed up to be with Girl Scouts. So that showed me a great, great need. Here you go, and you have girls that want to be the hot block, that want to jump on girls, and you have girls over here that want to be Girl Scouts. They just want an opportunity to have something organized for them to do. So I want to give you kudos, Mrs. Tammy Nicole Jones, for stepping out and creating Girl Scouts for Sauk Village to get these girls off the street. That is great. And I'm more than happy that at the meeting Sunday for the social, you said, and if you can't make any meetings, I'll be right there to take it over. I have your number. And that concludes my report. 43 girls from Bloom Trail came and signed up for Girl Scouts. Yes, from Bloom Trail School. And we will be meeting, just in case you all know some teenage girls, we will be meeting at Strasburg the 4th Monday of every month from 6 to 7:30. Thank you, Tammy, again.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Burgess.
Thank you. I just want to remind everyone about 11/11/16, about the Veterans Program. It's going to be a little different this year, so please, if you know any veterans that are in the village, please make sure that they're here November 11th at 11 o'clock for the program. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Just a couple things I wanted to cover. I've received some complaints also, and was discussed a little bit tonight about the streetlights. I've received some complaints about residents saying the streetlights are not as bright as they remember, okay? Just wanted, I pulled up some information that was given to us when we went to the streetlight. I don't remember the presentations, this is one of them. Again, if you remember, we have energy efficient lighting. So anyone who went from the normal lights that we grew up with and started putting energy efficient light bulbs in your house, you probably have to remember how long it took you to get used to those bulbs and how they have to warm up. These streetlights are the same way. These streetlights are made to cover the street only. And I went back just to kind of double check some of the stuff that they put out. The old streetlights that we had covered like the street, your yard. You could see your address from your house. These new streetlights are not made that way. Remember going with it. These are energy efficient lights, just like the energy efficient lights you put in your house. For people to see your address, you need to make sure you leave your outside lights on. You know, it's one of the things that the police department talks about. Deterring crime is lights in the front and back of your house. Some of the other things that deter crime is dogs. And it's not, you don't have a real big dog. They say, I think, the little yappers are the ones that deter the most. Those are the ones that are going to sit there and just yap, 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 yap. And the other thing, if I remember right, is having some type of security system. If you have something on your door or a sign in your front yard. Again, the criminal element is looking for the least amount of resistance. And these are things that help deter the criminal elements from the houses. So, again, I did receive complaints about residents saying they're not as bright as they used to be. You're right, they're not. It's because these are the new energy efficient lights. Everything we're getting nowadays is energy efficient, right? You hear about solar panels, you hear about windmills, you hear about lights and things like that. So just want to make sure that I did cover that. The other thing too is the latest update I got for the Cubs. If you're a Cubs fan, it's 1-1 right now, and it was the bottom of the third. So if you're not, if you're there, you go Cubs. But if you're not a Cubs fan, root for Chicago. We're the closest one around. So with that said, I ask for a motion to a motion. Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any adjournment. Thank you very much.